What's for dinner? Well, tonight my mom's making ribs, so I'm making the bread. I was going to buy the cheap bread at Fred Meyer, but my son wanted homemade bread, so this one's not a hard one. So here we go. I've kind of already pre-done a few things. This is 10 cups of flour in my bowl. If you're using a KitchenAid, you can't do it in the 4.5 quart bowl. Make sure you have the 5 quart, or it will go everywhere. Um, this is 4 cups of warm water, and I put 2/3 a cup of sugar in here. If you like honey and would rather use honey, just cut it in half because honey is sweeter and makes things sweeter. So do 1/3 of a cup of honey if you want to use honey. I also dissolved a tablespoon of salt and I put 2 tablespoons of yeast in there so it could start proofing. When I try and do all that in the video, I can't let it sit long enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump all this over the flour. And then I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of oil, and any kind of oil you have that you like to use, that totally works here. And then we're just gonna get this mixing. And it fills up the 5 quart too. Don't get me wrong, but a 4.5 quart would never doesn't cut it. I've tried it. All right, so you're just gonna get it start mixing. And I started out with my paddle. You can also do this by hand. It's not, you don't have to have a KitchenAid. I think the lady I got it from, the recipe from, did it in a Bosch. I've tried a lot of bread. This is absolutely the best bread recipe I've ever had in my life. So I'm going to take my paddle out. It's just going to get kind of sticky, and I'm sure there's plenty of flour in the bottom that we need to work in. But this does need to be kneaded, and it needs to be kneaded because I've tried to shorten it a little bit, and it just makes your bread really crumbly. But 12 minutes on knead. And you can hand knead this too, and you get a really good workout. So I'm just going to get my knead hook in there, and I'm going to let this go for 12 minutes, and then we're going to let it rise. And it needs to double in size, so somewhere warm and covered, probably for about an hour and a half. After an hour and a half, it should look about like this. It gets really big, and I've already put a light flour on my countertop just to keep it from sticking, and it's already kneaded. So I'm just going to take my dough cutter and I'm going to cut off. You could get up to 6 smaller loaves with this. I usually do about 5 nice sized ones. I don't know if that's going to be nice sized at all or not, but I use the glass baking pans. I like those better than the metal. And I'm going to put all these in a pan. We're going to cover them and let them raise for another hour. I'm going to pop it in the oven, 350 for 30 minutes. And then I just get a big stick of butter, brand new, and start rubbing it all over the top of them. Best bread you'll ever try. So if you make it, let me know. Let me know how it goes, what you think of it. And let me know what you're having for dinner tonight, recipes if you've got them. And I will be back tomorrow with what's for dinner.